in the modern day, where dating is one of those things that it's hard to navigate. Okay? It's hard. I get it. And today, we're going in. We're going in. And yeah, I may make some people upset. What's going on? Dre from Harrison Family Values is here. Thank you so much. First, I want to shout out everybody that's in the chat so far. Only 2 people so far. I got Chelsea's Lifeline. What's going on, sis? Thank you so much for being here. She's shouting everybody out for joining the live stream. Or if you're watching the replay, I greatly appreciate it. Before you go any further, do me a favor, hit the like button. And if you're watching the replay, hit the like button. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. It lets YouTube know that this is a video worth sharing. And my mom's in the building. Mom Dukes. What's going on, Mom? She said, good afternoon. Wait. Good evening. She fixed it up real quick. What's going on? Hey, we got Stephanie, my sister-in-law, Stephanie Phillips, in the house. What's going on? We're about to have a dope discussion. I even took a little bit of notes, so we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk tonight. So, I am extremely thankful that I am married and out these dating streets because the streets are dirty. The dating streets are dirty. Danger. It's bad out there, guys, for both men and for both women. It's really bad. I do not envy you guys trying to find a spouse at all. I don't. We're living in a time where people just are so into themselves. The social media thing doesn't help either, right? Because we create these profiles on social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, right? And it's all about us. And we curate it extremely perfectly for people to see. We want to share exactly what people want to see, what we want them to see, the very polished version of us. So it's not really us. It's just what we want people to see us as, a simple representation, not really us. So it's very difficult in today's day for anybody to just be real and genuine. Everything has to have a filter. Everything has to have a filter. Everything has to be made up. Everything has to be made up. So it's very difficult to navigate these dating streets today in this modern age because we just don't know what's real and what's not. Who's fake? Who's like, we know what I'm talking about, man. So we're going to get into it. What's going on? Thank you so much for being in the live stream. Greatly appreciate you being here. All right. So let's get started with the discussion, guys. And I had pinned the link up in the chat. If you guys want to join the discussion, you could even call in. There's a number there that you can call in if you guys choose to. And I'll get you in on the conversation that way as well. All right. But let's talk about today's topic. Hey, Misunderstood. What's going on, sis? How you been? Glad you're here. We're in the last days indeed. 2 Timothy 2:3. Yes. And happy Tuesday to you, Marian Babes. Thank you so much for being in the chat. All right. And if you guys want to join the discussion, by all means, join the discussion. All right. So let's get into the discussion today, right? How modern dating prepares people for divorce. The first thing I want to address in this specific title of the topic is that modern dating doesn't really project what a good spouse is. It really doesn't. And again, a lot of that has to do with social media, all right? Has to do with everybody being fake. Even guys out there stunting. They're renting vehicles that's not even theirs, or they're borrowing their friends' vehicles and they're stunting on the gram and people. Yes, social media plays a big part, but we're going to talk about social media in a second. But people don't know what a good spouse is, and they enter in the dating pool without that knowledge, so they really don't even know how to date looking for a spouse. So modern dating doesn't really project that you're going to find a good spouse. It doesn't project what a good spouse is, because we get our modern dating cues from popular media, from our daytime television show hosts. All right. The Real, which is off the air. The Talk, which is that off the air too? BET, The View. We got all out there. Steve Harvey. Said Steve Harvey. Yeah, but you guys get your dating cues from him as well, right? All of that doesn't really project how you're going to find a good spouse. So they tell you what you need to be looking for in a spouse, how to date, but all those ideas are modern thinking, void of traditional values, right? And we're living in a time where we have modern people, modern women, modern men looking for traditional spouses. It doesn't work. You can't have it both ways. I said this on my last live stream. You can't be a modern woman or a modern man and then trying to be out there in the dating street trying to find a traditional woman or a traditional man. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Oh, wait. We got, he's right. We got our dating cues from the Manosphere, the Red Pill, all these self-proclaimed relationship experts on YouTube because they have a couple of thousand or 100,000 followers. So they write books telling men that women aren't worth it. Yo. Only those in the red pill space will know exactly what I just said, what I'm talking about. And then they're going to be in the comment section like, oh, wow, you coming at, I won't even say their name, okay? Not on my channel. Not here, not today. I may talk about the book another time. But that's where we get our dating. So we get our cues from these so-called dating experts, relationship experts, who really present a one-sided approach that tends to favor one gender over the other. And that's a mistake. And that's really what's guiding modern dating today. Modern dating, which leads me to my second point. Modern dating leads to self-centeredness, or it's led by self-centeredness. From the female perspective, they expect the man to be this, that, have that, because if he has these things, it proves that he can be a good provider. It doesn't prove that. It just proves that they got things. It doesn't prove that, right? And then they go into this dating pool believing that they are better than they actually are. They really do. A lot of women. I'm not saying all women. So what you're not going to do is be like, Dre, why are you generalizing? I'm just saying many women do, right? They put themselves on a pedestal and they expect their men to put them on the pedestal. They go into this dating believing that they're better than and that they expect certain things. So they demand the man to do this on the first date. They demand the man to look a certain way, make a certain amount, make these specific demands. And many times,
danger,
they don't qualify for the man that they're demanding for. Ouch. I know that hurt. I know that hurt. Love of themselves, boastful. View Oprah. Yeah, I miss Oprah. I just said that. Yeah, lovers of themselves, right? The male perspective, though, and here's where they get it wrong, yo. The men want to marry traditional women while pursuing modern, non-traditional women. They're wasting all their resources. Wait.
danger,
because I'm about to get called out for this one too. They're pursuing all the women who visually look appealing only for one thing, and they pursue that. They waste all their resources, all their energy on that one thing, and then claim that they want a traditional woman. They will go to certain venues, drop money on women dancing for them, and then come on YouTube and talk about how those women ain't worth nothing. They'll even write books about how that woman ain't worth nothing. But you just dropped the whole band on them in 10 minutes just to have them dance in front of you. The hypocrisy. Come on. Come on. So you expect and desire a traditional woman because you believe, because you believe that a traditional woman will forgive your transgressions. So will you marry her and to be in the DMs of some Instagram baddie and hope that your wife, who's traditional, won't leave you. Now listen, that's part of the reason why I'm doing this video, to give you guys a more healthy, balanced perspective, or shine some light on some things that's happening in today that I noticed that really needs to stop, especially if you're looking to have solid relationships in the future, a solid marriage in the future, raising secure kids in the future, because that's what's going to happen. You claim to want a traditional woman and want to marry a traditional woman, but you're giving your seed to a non-traditional woman that you see on Instagram who's a baddie. She takes that seed, you guys conceive, you expect her to terminate, and she's like, no, I'm keeping it. And now, because you were short-sighted, irresponsible, her too, irresponsible, now you're tied to her for 18 years, and on his 18th birthday found out it wasn't yours. I don't know. Or 21 if they're in college, depending on the state that you're in. So you can't, dating is self-centered. So men go into dating wanting a woman to do something for them as well. Okay, they got to look a certain way, and they got to be pleasing to the eye. They got to catch the eye, and then they pursue it. Okay. Next, modern dating has unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations. This, and the thing is, again, I'm going to get into social media in a little bit. We see what we desire in other couples, but what we don't see is a reality that these other couples have. What they, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all this stuff is curated properly in order for individuals to make themselves brands. This way they can get free stuff. So if they curate their social media a specific way, they can earn income from it, even though their lifestyle doesn't really match what they're presenting on Instagram. You see, women are following other women who are traveling the world and all that stuff, and beautiful women, and they expect that they should find a man to do the very same thing for them. The problem is, here's a reality: that woman you follow, who lifestyle you admire, really doesn't have one man producing all of that lifestyle. She probably got multiple men funding that lifestyle. So when she's in the Maldives one week, right, it's somebody else funding it. And if she's in Dubai the next week, somebody else is funding it. And if she's at some expensive restaurant in Paris, right, and she's posting social media, pictures, and it looks grand, another man is probably funding that too. So we got to be wise in how we approach dating women and be realistic. Don't come into dating thinking that a man's job is to fund your lifestyle. That's not his job. It's not his job. In fact, biblically, he is meant to provide for you. Yes, provide for you as you become his helpmeet. So if you guys want to pull the Bible and be like, yeah, you're supposed to be the provider. Well, on the flip side to that, ladies, you're supposed to be his helpmeet. You want to have your cake and eat it too, right? And then the men, you're not exempt. Y'all want to go out on a first date and expect her to give up the goods because you dropped a band on dinner, drinks, and a night out. And then you get disappointed when she's like, no. Yeah, that silence was on purpose. That silence was on purpose. Come on. Come on. Come on, gentlemen. Gentlemen. You're unrealistic. No, she doesn't have to put out because you put out money. She doesn't have to. Why are you expecting that? And they get angry when she doesn't. That just means you got finessed. That means you were a simp in that moment. I'm sorry. That's why we should go into dating with realistic expectations. People don't know why they're dating. They go in self-centered thinking, I am trying to get what I can out of this person who I'm sitting across from. The woman wants a free meal at an extravagant venue. The dude wants to see if he can smash. Unrealistic. Those things will lead to divorce. And then let's say you guys get together with these unrealistic expectations and then you guys link up and eventually get married. Remember this, and this is one of those cliche sayings, but it's so the true. How you win them is how you have to keep them. Okay? So if you present a facade of yourself and it's not really you, they're going to want to leave because you played them or they're going to feel played. That's why I say when you start off on dates, nice coffee date, no expectations. Let's just get to know each other. Let's go for a walk in the park. Men got to start saying, no, I am not spending over $100 on a first date. And $100 on a first date is stretching it. And I stick by that. I stick by that. Okay. Even if, and so, well, what if I was met with this question? What if he has the means? He can have the means. It don't matter. We're trying to get to know each other, and it doesn't cost it doesn't even cost $100 for us to get to know each other. I'm just saying. Okay. So unrealistic expectations in the modern dating phases. Another thing, people don't know what dating actually is. Dating at its core, excuse me, is an opportunity for you to get to know someone. That's it. To get to know someone. Modern dating today is an opportunity for me to get what I can from someone. There's the difference. There's a difference. CPDR says, what's up, bro? You said a man go on dates you normally go to. Yeah. Yeah. So places that they usually frequent and then bring the lady on with them. This way he can see if this isn't what she's about, she can go. Yeah, he just shared with me a video with, I forgot her name. If you could put her name in the chat. Really, really good perspective. Really good perspective. Why not go? Wait, what was that, sis? Hold on. Wait. Why not even go Dutch on the first date? Yeah, and that's the thing, because women expect unrealistic things in most cases. So here's the thing. Also, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm sort of a traditionalist, right? If I invite a young lady out, well, I'm not, but I'm married, so the only young lady I'm inviting out is my wife. But if I was dating if I initiated the conversation and we're going out to eat, I'm paying because traditional values. That's what I was taught. For men, though, here's the thing, though, and I'm gonna say this, men, you got to watch out for this. Sadia Psychology. Thank you so much, bro. Men, you got to watch out for this. If you invite a young lady out to eat, and at the end of the date, you go to pay, and she says, no, I would rather pay for my own meal, that means she's not interested. In most cases. So just know that if she pulls out her money and insists that she goes half on the date, you just been friend zoned. And don't be mad. It is what it is. She's just not interested. You find somebody else that you can get to know. It's that easy. All right. That easy. So, but why not go Dutch on the date? I would support that. I would support that. But me, I would tell my sons, you pay for the first date. But don't be paying like an astronomical amount of money to try to get to know her. We're not doing that, gentlemen. I'm not raising sons that's going to waste their resources on a woman that they're not even going to marry. It's not going to happen. I tell my sons to invest in the sure thing. No. That was the wrong. The sound pad is just very close to each other. It was the wrong, meant to be the air horn. Either way, so I tell my sons that invest in the sure thing. You're not going to be spending money on a woman that you're not going to marry. And that's just that. Right. Maybe she doesn't want him getting the wrong idea at the end of the date and just want to go get to. Okay. Now, if that's the case, especially if she vocalizes that, then, and if she agrees to the second date, all right. But in most cases, if she's like, yeah, I'm going to pay for my half. I had a nice time. Thank you. Sorry, bro. No, I'm not sorry. Just consider it that you just move on. All right. Next. So many people don't know what dating is. Dating is just an opportunity to get to know somebody. We make dating way more than it should be. way more than it should be. We waste way more resources. The reason why there's so many restaurants out there is because these restaurants know that there's so many fools out there that will spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars and multiple times a month in order to impress a woman who they're not even going to marry. You know what? I should open up a restaurant. All right. That's on my to-do list. All right. Next. Many don't know what they want or what they need. Yo, my son. Oh, Marley December, what's going on? Out here with the daughter. We'll watch a replay. Hey, everyone in the chat. Hey, Mommy Harrison. Thank you so much for being here. Guess who's in the chat, guys? My son, mi hijo. My wife and I, first date was just walking and talking, although not all women are okay with that. This is my son. See? Taught my son, like, chill. Don't be spending no money. Go for a walk. Get to know the young lady. He married a beautiful young lady who gave me 2 grandkids. Come on. Listen. Wisdom. Wisdom. What's going on, Chelsea? What's going on? Okay, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back. Yes, and thank you for joining the live stream. So, back to what I was saying. Many don't know what they want or what they need because we get our cues from what we see in social media, okay, or from our favorite celebrities. We don't know what we want, and we want what they have, thinking that what they have makes them happy. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. We have women divorcing their husbands because they feel they graduated from them. Wrong. Come on, like, it's nonsense. It's nonsense. People don't know what makes them happy. They don't. I had a female friend finesse a guy for $4,500 on the first date. She blocked him after. Dag, man. And the thing is, gentlemen, there are women out there whose mission is to finesse men, and they're great at it. Great at it. This is why I say, and people think it's a way to be cheap. It really isn't. It's a way to just really get to know somebody when there's no expectations involved. Okay, if I'm taking if I was dating and I'm taking a coverage man, if you're dating and you're taking a young lady to a coffee shop, there's no expectations at all, at all. Let's just talk and get to know each other. And if you like her, ask her out again and take her somewhere nicer. That's it. That's it. A $4,500. Sheesh, bro. Sheesh. Yeah, man, that's tough. The dude did not have to spend $4,500. That's wild, and that's he was trying to stunt. Yeah, trying to impress. I'm not for that impressing. This is who I am. This is who I am. And this is just a quick testimony of my when I was dating. I always led with this. I'm a father of 3 kids. I always led with that. I'm not about to, and I'm a single father. I'm not rich, right? I'm a work in progress. I'm going to get there, but that's what it's about. Listen, I think people just try to front. People try to front, and people don't know what they want or what they need. What they need is somebody that's going to be supportive of them. They also need to be willing to support somebody else. They don't know what they really need, what's going to make them feel fulfilled in a relationship. And there's some things that I think people really need to do first is really get right with themselves, get right with God, know who you are as an individual, have a genuine relationship for yourself with God, and then try to find somebody else. Because then hopefully, if it's done the right way, your expectations will become realistic. You will be able to identify what you want and what you need and know the difference, okay? You need a good man. You want someone who's over 6 feet. I may not always get what I want, but I just found a good man. Not me, but a young lady. Mm-hmm. Right? I want a good woman. And I want her to have a decent hip to waist ratio. Her hip to waist ratio is all right, but she is extremely wonderful. Okay. Know the difference between want and needs. Want and needs. Okay. Unfortunately, some men have bad social skills. Unfortunately, some men have such bad social skills. They'll use money as a substitute for their insecurities. 100% facts. 100% facts. It's like, the dude that's 5'4" and he's got to buy a Lamborghini. You know, hey mommy, thank you. She got me these clear glass. I've always wanted these. Mhm. But yeah, so they don't know what they want and what they need, and because of that, they look at other people, see what they have, and say, you know what, I want that, and they expect that from the people that they are dating. It's a mistake. Another thing,
Danger, danger.
dating apps and social media. Dating apps and social media. See, I was born in the 70s, raised in the 80s and 90s. Okay. You know how what we did in order for us men to get the attention of a lady? In school, we would write a love note and say, hey, I think you're cute. Do you want to be my girlfriend? All right. And usually we would have a friend hand off that note to that young lady. All right. This way we don't get turned down in front of. In today's day, that's like our Instagram and TikTok or Facebook. They're the friend that delivers the note. This way, if they turn us down, we don't feel all that bad, you know. But then when I got into the 90s, got a little older, I would go and approach a young lady. See, you have to have actual skill in order to approach a young lady you have no clue of who they are and spark up a conversation. Okay. And get to know each other like that. Today, all you gotta do is simply slide up in somebody's DMs and say, "Hey, that picture looks fine. Like you cute. What city you live in? Where you from?" Nothing deep, you know. And what's crazy is this: some people feel validated when people slide up in their DMs. It's an ego boost. It's an ego boost, right? It is. I get it, but it's a mistake. It doesn't really provide realistic expectations for dating. You think that that's what you should be getting and that's normal, okay? And again, that's not necessarily finding somebody of true value. You can, but again, our unrealistic expectations with dating, allowing social media to lead the charge and dating apps lead the charge, it could be problematic. Now, can you find somebody of value using social media? Absolutely. So I'm not here saying stay away from social media and not sliding in somebody's DMs respectfully. Okay. What I am saying is, it that can't be a substitute for you. Excuse me, having character and having some kind of social skill to be able to converse with somebody and add value to them or them add value to you. So yeah, I'm showing my age. I'm showing my age. And talk about it, right? With a yes, oh yes, with a yes or no checkbox. Do you want to date? Do you want to be my girlfriend? Yes or no, or maybe. Maybe is elementary. That maybe was like, oh, I got a maybe, so she didn't say no. All right. Dating apps and social media help people whom have like interests, and for those, and I 100% agree. I 100% agree. That's why if you use it correctly, it could help you. But if you're not using it correctly, you sliding in somebody's DMs just because they look good or she's a baddie, right? And you guys uh are linking up and you want to marry her, but you have to stunt and front in order to marry her, and then you guys get married, right? You know what's gonna happen? She's gonna realize who you were in social media is not who you really are in real life. And in 2 years, she's leaving you, ending up in a divorce. Which is why I'm the type that unless you use your social media for social for strictly business, uh do that, right? Like I people curate their Instagrams and all that stuff to present what they want people to see and not really who they are. And they feel more rejection after somebody gets to know who they really are. All a lot of social media is just a big catfish. Just a big catfish, you know? social media stops people from having proper conversations. Yeah, it definitely can. Yeah, but again, it could be a way, as CP said, to bring people of like mind closer together and put them in a position to engage in conversation. People like when others slide in the DMs, even though they have no intention of responding or opening the message. All ego. Yeah, yeah, they just want to know. I'm pretty sure some of these Instagram models wake up in the morning to see how many unread messages they have for the day. Like, well, who DM'd me last night? Oh, I feel good about myself. Let me start my day. True, but the way you slide in DMs matters. Be different and funny. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even slide up in somebody's DMs and drop a scripture. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Insider.
Danger.
All right. Next, dating apps make people really, really brave. It makes people brave. All of a sudden, all of a sudden, right? People got all the confidence in the world behind their thumb thuggery. They can say whatever they want, right? Yo, that short I did over a year ago about kings and pawns and chess and all that stuff. It's at 88K views right now, right? It's averaging like 400 views a day still, right? If people are still watching it, and people are commenting all crazy kinds of insults behind no name accounts with no faces. People get really brave behind a keyboard. Not saying that I'm some hard rock that don't want to be tested. By all means, test me. I could kill less. I'm not about to fight you. I'm not Will Smith, but still, I'm not about to fight you. Okay, say what you want. I don't know you, so it has no bearing on me. But people are really brave behind um the phone and the keyboard and the QWERTY. You got people, men, and this is for you guys, men who are a straight two trying to holler at women who are a straight nine. Of course, with makeup on. In many cases, with makeup on. I don't want to be like insulting women, but sometimes they have a whole lot of makeup because they can be like a hard nine with makeup and then like a true six. But it is what it is. But even though like I'm not even one to be numbering women. Like where did I get that from? Don't be numbering women. Like don't be like, oh, she's a 10, she's a 6, she's a 7. Like just stay away from that. All right. Just if you're not interested, you're not interested. No need to rate them. All right, back to my message, my original message. And bye. If you guys like the video, please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate it. Smash it and leave a comment down below if you're watching the replay. All right. So CPC's numbers matter. Listen, bro, let's stop rating these women. Okay. It is what it is. Either we like them or we don't. By the way, Society Psychology said tag her if you do a response video on her. Okay, I just might. I do a response because what she had to say in that video made a lot of sense. A lot of sense. Even though she and a lot of her responses admitted to being part of the problem, but yeah. Yo, CP, what if you and I do a response together to that video? Let me know. We can probably set that up if you want. Or you can say no. I don't mind rejection. I don't, bro. All right. But never mind. All right. So it makes people brave. All right. Brave. Right. And then you got women who are usually very nice, very, very nice, uh, wanting to be these Instagram baddies. And then when good men slide up in the DMs, they don't, they ain't trying to respond and stuff like that. So all right, let's do it, guys. A collab is coming up. We'll give you guys more details in the coming weeks. I'm gonna trust Christ rating. Listen, listen. All right, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I don't care if you think I'm a 4. I'll be the best God created 4. I'm gonna walk in my 4ness. Oh, you had a Zoom call with today? All right, cool. You didn't tell her what I said, right? Okay, I don't care. You can tell her what I said. Like I ain't saying nothing insulting. All right. Next, this is a tough one because in today's day, this is prominent in the modern dating field, in the modern dating pool. and that's the intercourse being done prematurely. It's being done prematurely. They value intercourse way too much. Way too much. They lead dating with that in multiple ways. Now, this is where you guys may say, Dre, you're a little bit judgmental. For the sake of this part of the conversation, I'm going to be judgmental. I want you guys right now, to look at me as like a big brother. For you guys who are younger, like a uncle, just hear me out. Hear me out. This is for men and women. Men, when you're looking to date a woman with the sole purpose of just getting her in bed, you're never going to find a good spouse that way. You got to change your mindset. You got to change your mindset. You can't think that every girl you date, you expect to get in bed with. That's not reality. That's not life. And just because it may happen to you one or two, three times, don't make that the norm. Don't say, well, it's the reality. Like homeboy with 7 kids by 7 baby mamas on the video I did the other day. That should not be the reality. We can't be going into dating thinking like that. That's why we get into trouble. Because we're being led with our physical emotions and not logically thinking. I'm trying to find somebody I can live life with, not just have great bed with. That should not be the goal, right? That should not be the goal, all right? And ladies, think, and I'm talking from a place of love, of like genuine protection, right? What would save you from attracting those men who just want to get you in bed is how you present yourself in real life and in your social media. You can be beautiful. You can have all the physical attributes that society tells us we're attracted to, but you don't have to put it out there on Front Street for everybody to see, because I'm telling you now, a good man does not want to marry a woman who showed her goods to the whole world, right? And think, okay, I'm good. Like, because here's the thing, and this is where it gets awkward, right? He's hanging out with his boys, and 2 of his boys follow you on Instagram, and you posted this really racy picture of yourself on Instagram, right? And they're out there, bowling, right? And one of his boys happens to be on Instagram. He's sliding through his suggested, and your picture comes up, and your husband walks past, and your boyfriend walks past, and he sees that his boy is looking at your racy photo on the gram. It's going to cause an issue. It's going to cause an issue. You want to be able to find a good man, right? Present yourself in a way that would attract a good man. This is one of those things that women out there, modern women, will say, well, I could be able to dress. I dress the way I dress because for me, it's for me. I like the way I feel. Let's call it for what it is. You want validation. So you wear what you wear in order for people to say, yo, you look good. You post what you post because you want to see how many people will like it and comment, you look good. Right? You want to see how many people will be in your DM saying, you look good. A good man will be able to see your beauty and look past that to see who you really are. But if you're showing everything out there for everybody to see, that puts up a wall for him to see. He can see your beauty, but he's assessing who you really are based on what you post and what you present, how you present yourself. So this is one of those things that women don't like to hear. They want to be able to do and say and wear whatever they want, and men should not have to say anything about it. While on the flip side, telling men how they need to be with women. So it is what it is, whether you like it or not. All right. The 5 should date 5s. That equals 10. Straight math. I'm a math teacher. That sounds like good math. All right. Yes. Are you addressed? Are you are addressed how you dress? Yeah. Leave something to the imagination. Absolutely. Being a 10 without a husband is not a. Yes, indeed. Right. That self esteem issue with, yep. Validation seeking. Yeah. A lot of people out there seeking validation. And thank you, everybody, for being in the live stream. And if you're watching the replay, greatly appreciate it. Smash the like button. Helps YouTube share this out and make this suggested to other people who may be interested in this kind of content. So greatly appreciate it. All right. My son says exposing yourself openly on the outside helps women think they are seen and heard, and they're not really. They're not really, and that's an important fact. An important fact. So do not lead your dating with intercourse. Don't try to wear the hot girl dress because he's going to see you and he's going to be like, oh, she's setting this up, even though you may not. And not saying that he's right. All right, but we got to go. We got to be wise in all of this. We got to be wise in all of this. Okay, we do. Another thing is people value things that do not necessarily make a good spouse. Sadia Psychology was talking about this in her video, right? Where men want the traditional woman, but they keep liking the Instagram photos of the non-traditional woman, right? You have women wanting a traditional man, but they out there calling him corny, like Michael B. Jordan. They want it, and when they get it, they push it away because they have this pseudo idea of what a good man is or what a good woman is. It's crazy. It's crazy. People don't know what they want, and they want it. They just don't know what they want. I want a good man. Well, what does a good man look like to you? I want a good woman. What does she look like to you? How does she behave? What does she do? It's crazy. Crazy. We gotta really identify. And this is what I talked when I said earlier about knowing who you are first and having a solid relationship with God. I think for the most part, no, for every part, allowing God to lead that according to the scripture, you'll be able to find somebody solid. Everybody, a lot of women talk about them being Proverbs 31 women. And when you use that as a metric, you're like, yo, there's nothing Proverbs 31 about her at all. At all. Right. And even men, what I like about the Bible is that there are more scriptures pertaining to how a man should behave anecdotally through examples and direct instruction on how men should behave than there is on how women should behave. And men don't look at the Bible and be like, yo, I need to be behaving like this. In most cases, men are looking at the Bible and saying, well, the Bible says that a woman needs to be submissive. Well, yes, the Bible does say that. But what does the Bible say about you, man of God or man? If you're going to use the Bible in order to hold somebody accountable, make sure you use that same Bible to hold yourself accountable. That's a bar. All right. So people value things that they don't that don't make them necessarily a spouse or make somebody else a good spouse. Okay. Her looking good will not necessarily make her a good spouse. Okay. Her being a chef may not necessarily make her a good spouse. She could be a good cook, but not a good spouse. Okay. Him having a lot of money and nice cars may not make him a good spouse. Stop valuing the things that the world is telling you to value and then using that metric to choose who is a good spouse because that's going to lead you, man and woman of God, into the path of a divorce. Many people have gotten divorced because they had false expectation of what it means to have a husband and have a spouse. People go into dating with the self-centered mindset that it's about me. Then they go into that very same marriage with the same mindset, it's about me. My spouse needs to do this for me. My husband needs to do this for me. My wife needs to do this for me. Marriage is about what I'm willing to do for her, what you're willing to do for him. Y'all don't like that, do you? Do you? All right. And TP says you're not only dating the person, you're also dating their traumas. Big facts. Big facts. If you guys want to join the conversation, the link's pinned up in the chat. All right. People also are encouraged to engage in bad decision making by their peers. Who you hang out with, who you allow to influence you, will help either strengthen your marriage or put you on the path to divorce. Extremely true. Women will choose a man who has money, but is horrible to their children, right? And believe that they would change for them. And then their friends are going to be like, oh, yeah, stick with it. He got this, he got that. So what? He got 7 baby mamas and 7 kids, and he don't pay child support or support any of them. I mean, he would change for you, right? Right? Come on. Right? People are encouraged to engage in bad decision making. This dude has 7 mothers and 7 children, different mothers, right? And said he can still get women even after posting this video. And he's probably right, because what we don't do is hold people accountable for their bad decisions anymore. Ladies, you guys have a hard time with doing that as well. You make poor decisions in choosing the wrong men, then blame all men for you being unhappy and not being accountable to your bad decisions. It really is mind-boggling to me how all of us can live life without expectations, like without accountability. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm like, yo, if hold on one second. I'm like, if I do this, right? If I do this, then I deserve this. And what I can't stand is this narrative that people feel like they deserve certain things. We have, and it's going to sound like I'm picking on women, but I'm really not. Right? Let's say we have a young lady who, and this is just a matter of retrospection, a reflection. I'm not saying this to rag on somebody. I'm just trying to be honest, but be sensitive while I'm being honest as well. We have a woman who made poor decisions with the men in her life, which resulted in her having 5 kids by 4 different men. And she says things like, I deserve to find a man that will help me take care of my kids. No, you don't. You deserve exactly what you have. 5 kids from 4 different men. That's what you deserve, because it's a causality, cause and effect. We deserve exactly what we put out. We will reap exactly what we sow. So if I'm a man and I'm all willy-nilly out there and I got 4 women pregnant and they all take me to child support because they need help raising their babies, it's cause and effect. It's cause and effect. My poor decision to have intercourse with these 4 women, or 3, I forgot either way, resulted in conception and a child. Cause and effect. I'm not, if a man does that, he cannot be like, well, I deserve better. I deserve to be happy. No, cause and effect. Cause and effect. You made the decision. Live with it. This is why this whole idea of this guy was like, a man who says, I don't want any kids, and then engages with somebody, right, in that way in bed, and ends up pregnant. I'm like, oh, if you don't want any kids, then don't have intercourse. It's that simple. That simple. If you really don't want any children, all right, let's not risk it. We're not doing this. We really don't want kids. And then don't blame the woman for having a kid because you told her you didn't want a kid. If she's still engaged after saying that, she has a part in that. But you're not exempt, bro, because you were upfront with her and say you didn't want a kid. You left your whole life in her hands. Come on. Come on. You deserve exactly what you put out. It is what it is. You deserve exactly what your decisions bring you. That's it. So, this whole idea that you deserve things and you want to manifest things, I know you want good for yourself. I get it. But be real with it. Okay. And be humble with it. If you made poor decisions that landed you in a situation where you have multiple kids by multiple men or multiple women, you deserve exactly where you are at that specific moment. And this is just a harsh reality of being an adult. It is what it is. You may not like that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. So, if a man says he didn't want to have kids and you engage in that activity and wind up having a kid and he is a deadbeat, he told you already he was going to be a deadbeat. Well, on the flip side, if you tell a woman that you don't want to have kids, but you still engage in that activity anyway, and she has a kid, what would you think is going to happen? Come on. What do you think? People are encouraged today to make bad decisions because there's always, quote unquote, a plan B. We got it all wrong. We got it all wrong. Okay. And shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. All right. So, wow, it got really loud. Let me try this. That's much better. Much better. All right. So, last thing I wanted to talk about before I end this live stream. The last thing. Modern dating can be, and in many cases is, void of God. Void of God. We're living in a time that's approaching post-Christian. We used to live in a society that was led with values, with ethics from a Judeo-Christian perspective. Today, it's more of a do what thou will type of perspective. And if you do what thou will, you should not be judged by it, even if you are consequenced appropriately. One of the most scariest scriptures in the Bible is found in Joshua, and at the end of Joshua, and like reading it, it really like makes me afraid. The verse says, and I'm paraphrasing, that every man did what was right in their own eyes. That's scary. It's like the purge. Everybody does what's right in their own eyes. Oh, the sound effect scared you? Sorry, sis. Sorry, sis. Yeah, I had to turn it down. But yeah, scary. Everybody did what was right in their own eyes. And people go into modern dating with that same mindset. Everybody doing what is right in their own eyes, which is why a man can post a video and say, I have 7 children by 7 different women, and I have nothing to do with them. It's all their fault. Which is why a woman can have 5 children by 4 different men and say, I deserve a man that's going to be good to me and help take care of my kids. Because modern dating today, in the broad scope, is void of God. It's void of God. And not saying that everybody has to be absolutely perfect in the dating. People make mistakes. I get it. Like I wasn't completely perfect in the dating stages. I made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. People live in that mistake, and they say, well, it is what it is. Who are you to judge? Sad, guys. Sad reality. Okay. But God can help. Your values, your morals, your ethics can help guide you in dating to help find a good man and a good woman. And I'm not saying listen to the pastor who's telling you that you are the bee's knees, the greatest thing since sliced bread. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and all that stuff. No, I'm talking about you assessing what the Word of God says about what a good person is, godly character, and live in that, and then be able to help use that to help find a person who is also living that as well. Because the alternative is finding an Instagram baddie or finding that rich man who may not be faithful to you, who she, excuse me, may still be looking for validation from other men. If you guys really want to have be in a situation where you can find somebody to love for the rest of your life, go to the Word of God and first internally look at it and say, what are those things about me that I need to change? Do that first. What do I need to change in me? Sit down with a pastor, a nice women's ministry, and say, listen, and what and look at the Word of God and say, what is it about me that I need to change? Let me seek the Word of God. What's going on, Brown Girl Bella? Thank you so much for being here. It's been a minute since we connected. Hope all is well. Right? What is it about me that needs to be changed? Because listen, I am 35. I've been dating since I was 19, and I'm not married. I can't find a good man. And if I'm choosing bad man after bad man after bad man after bad man after bad man, right? Then I gotta be the problem. If I'm 42 and I cannot seem to find a good woman, they're all out there just, what is it about me that's causing me not to be able to find a good woman? Me. A lot of the work that needs to be done doesn't need to start with society. It doesn't need to start with modern men and modern women. It has to start with you. You be the change. You start the change within yourself. And once you start making that change in yourself, your eyes are going to start to open, and you're going to be like, yo, I never saw that before. You'll be able to see those worldly red flags and be like, nah, I can't do this. You'll be able to value people better. And by the way, that's just my alarm telling me that I need to do this live stream. So I'm going to shut this off because it's annoying me right now. And usually I put my phone on mute. I didn't do that today. All right. Ooh. Yeah. So crazy. Crazy. So do the work within yourself. And I promise you, you'll put yourself in a position to be able to be found by a good man or find a good woman. What do you guys think of the live stream? Was it all right? All right. Did you guys disagree with anything I said? Leave a comment down below. Leave a comment in the chat. Let me know what you guys think, because I could be off on occasion. All right. Generally, I don't like talking about things I have no knowledge of. So if I'm talking about something, it's because I have confident knowledge in it. But otherwise, I keep my mouth shut. Otherwise, I don't say. But I value relationships. I value marriage. I value solid relationships. And I abhor, I deter, I detest, I stay away from as much as I can within my power to stay away from toxic relationships and discourage people from getting into toxic relationships. So, and everything's toxic. Thank you so much, Miss Understand. I'm glad you were here for the whole thing too, sis. I'm glad you were here. You keep it real as always and give valuable feedback for both men and women. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. You're very welcome, and I'm hoping to be of value to both men and women. This is not going to be one of those things where I'm over here ragging on one specific gender, because we all need work. Men need to be more accountable for their actions. Women need to be more accountable for their actions. And if both sides keep saying it's the other person's fault, nothing will ever change. Nothing will ever change. And thank you so much to my moderator of all moderators for keeping it all, keeping the information going in the chat. And Candidly V, fashionably late, sis. What's going on? Yo, have you guys been watching her vlogs lately? She's been on one, yo, with her vlogs. All right, I didn't see the one for like this week or last week, but the ones on the she's on one with her vlogs, man. Go over there and watch her vlogs, please. Go over there and watch Candidly V's vlogs. All right. But listen, it is 8:33. I'm about to leave. I do thank you guys so much for watching. This is one of those topics that people don't want to really self-assess, right? Modern dating generally does two things. It keeps people from marriage or leads people into a marriage that's going to lead to divorce. We got to get our mindset away from our programming in regards to how we should be dating in this modern stage. I think we should really go back to how we should be dating as far as what the Bible says about our character. Focusing on what character traits do I need to exhibit in order for me to be the best person I can be, and then go into dating with that mindset. And also thinking I need to focus on what I can present to somebody of value and not only receive. Okay, all these demands about men wanting these things from a woman and a woman wanting these things from a man without being able to verbalize what they're able to bring to the situation is sort of like the definition of modern dating. So guys, I encourage you guys to stay firmly away from that. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far in the live stream and in the replay, please do me a favor, hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button right now. And by subscribing, you're joining the Harrison Extended family. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you would support the channel through monetary means, there's multiple ways that you can do so. When I go live stream like I'm doing right now, you can hit that super chat and it'll give us a donation that we would use to help promote and enhance what we're doing here on Harrison Family Values. You can also hit the join button down below and become a channel member through channel memberships on YouTube, or go to patreon.com/Harrison Family Values. We have inexpensive tiers on both YouTube memberships and Patreon. They're both identical. The prices are the same. You can do so if you can, and you're in a situation where you can give monthly, it won't break the bank. You can support the channel monthly by doing that as well. Also, if you're watching the replay and you want to send a super thanks, I would greatly appreciate that. Also, I got a few super thanks on my other videos. So for those of you guys who have super thanked me, I greatly appreciate you, and I thank you. Thank you. All right. So guys, I greatly appreciate you guys for watching. Let's seek solid relationships, man, for real, because our society depends on it. Our future depends on it. All right. Greatly appreciate you all. I love you all. And until the next upload, a live stream, I am out. Peace.